It's Read to Lead, and I have three fiction books for you this week on the future. And I think they're pretty exciting. The first one is called The Circle by Dan Eggers, and it was also produced as a movie recently. And it's interesting listening to the audiobook and remembering the movie. And the novel is quite rich, and it imagines a future dominated by the circle, insert your favorite big tech company here, and how its proliferation of technology is really suffocating privacy, if you like. The idea being that secrets are lies, which I think is one of the premises, and they advocate for absolute, complete transparency. And as a result, we have no freedoms. So it's a very dystopian view, a kind of a creepy book, but it gives us an insight into what could go wrong if we don't put some parameters and really think about the consequences of our technology. So that is The Circle by Dan Eggers. Second book is The Future by Naomi Alderman. And this is a really fascinating look, again, at the trajectory of technology. And yet it is reclaimed by a group of activists. And it's quite interesting, their solution to this problem. I think that's a useful way to look at what could go wrong and how might we address the issues from a collectivist point of view. I think you'll enjoy that one. And no spoilers in that one. The third one is The Ministry for the Future by Kim Stanley Robinson. I'm a little bit torn about putting that one forward for you because honestly, I didn't enjoy it as a read, as a novel. The characters are annoying. There isn't much character development. And yet the ideas within it are fantastic in terms of the ideas that Kim Stanley Robinson puts forward about how we can manage the future by actually having a ministry for the future that is kind of like the UN, but looking at futures. It does paint a slightly dystopian view of what happens to the planet when we have climate crisis and how we can go about solving some of those problems. So it's got some really good intellectual grist behind it, which is why it's making it on to the recommendation list. So it's not a pleasurable read, it's a useful read. So there we have it. We have The Circle by Dan Eggers, The Future by Naomi Alderman, and The Ministry for the Future by the giant Kim Stanley Robinson.